Let's talk about business freedom that every woman in leadership deserves, the ones that can actually change your life. Freedoms like time, money, expansion, mobility, freedom to work from anywhere and be who you are. So, welcome if you are meeting me for the very first time. My name is Tracie Collins, and here I talk about how women in leadership can create scalable, sellable businesses as assets. So, let's get started. Today, I will give you 10 leadership business flexes that you can start applying today. And by the end of the video, you will understand how you can start creating a business and a life of freedom that actually supports you and is in alignment with you. Why freedom, not hustle, is the real measure of success. So, when I decided to leave the States and create a life for myself that left the chaos behind, I had to let a lot of things go. And in that process of shedding, obviously it was painful, but what it did was is it birthed a new me that was more in alignment with slow down, an attraction to who I want to serve and work with in my business, and also affirming when it comes to the value that I bring to the table. And you can absolutely do the same. You can shift your life and your business in this same trajectory. So let's get started with the 10. The first one is the time freedom. Designing your daily schedule. Could you imagine waking up slowly? I am one for slow mornings. I am one for taking my time in the morning, doing my morning meditation, doing yoga, taking the time to drink my lemon and warm water tonic, and just coming into my day without harsh abruption into waking up and letting everything penetrate me before I've had an opportunity to gift myself with myself. I design my schedule. I purposely don't take meetings on Mondays or Fridays, and I work specifically Tuesday through Thursday during a certain time period. That is when I meet with clients. And it wasn't until I decided to leave the chaos behind that I was able to really design a daily schedule that supports me in where I'm going. It moved me from being in constant go mode and having to show up and being accountable to so many to really being accountable to myself first and then showing up with those who value what I bring to the table and who are in alignment with me. The next one is working less and still having the ability to earn more. This creates a place of rest and ease and restoration. So when you show up, you feel more in alignment with whom you serve. Like, I absolutely love this. So, removing the hustle culture from your identity, this is what it has absolutely allowed me to do. The next one is creating financial freedom. What does this mean? It is pricing your services and your offers at value, creating the high ticket pricing that's rooted in the value that you absolutely bring to the table. So when you show up with your clients, they understand the mastery that you're bringing to the table. Reoccurring revenue in your business that's predictable. What does this mean? It allows you to create opportunities for people to work with you and they are in your inner circle. I have an inner circle of leaders and they are absolutely amazing. But what it allows me to do is it is predictable monthly revenue for my business. I even have predictable monthly revenue from the business that I sold just to even get here as a part of my exit strategy. So I've created a system where I have predictable monthly revenue. So when you start thinking about predictable revenue in your life, in your business, what does that mean? It allows you to create diversified streams of revenue, money that absolutely works while you rest. And you can do things like digital products or courses and making sure that you are teaching something that you can talk about for hours on end, right? One of the things that I absolutely love is this next one. Number three, which is location freedom. In 2015, when I knew I wanted to leave the chaos behind and live a life abroad, it was really important for me to have location autonomy. It was really important for me to be able to know that I can take my laptop and work from anywhere in the world. And I started transitioning my business to where I could absolutely do that. I started not physically showing up, but still offering an immense amount of value and teaching other women how to do the same thing for themselves. It was really one of the key components of how I'm able to live this way right now. Expanding your business globally. This has allowed me to expand my business globally. This has allowed me to help other business leaders who don't subscribe to the chaos anymore. They too are centered in creating a life abroad. And I absolutely love that for them. When you start building this kind of business model that can support you and how you show up and that travels with you, you feel more. I keep going back to this word. I think it's my word of the year, which is aligned. You feel more in control of how you support those that want to and desire to create the same kind of lifestyle abroad. Having mobility increases your level of creativity and it also increases your level of peace. Peace is a non-negotiable in my life. That is one of the principles that I adopted nearly 20 years ago. If anything disrupts my peace, it needs to go. So making sure that even in your business, it is still giving you a sense of peace. So let's get to number four. Number four is creative freedom. Being my own boss or being your own boss and being able to operate in my zone of genius, I can create whatever it is that I want that support my ideal client. And in my ideal client, she is a woman who also values freedom. She is a woman who also values her time and autonomy and who she is and how she shows up. So being able to create the offers that support is something that when you start moving in this level of leadership, you understand, and so do those who you work with. They absolutely get it because those principles and those fundamental values are there for them as well. And if they're not actually living in the moment, they're designing a life so they can get there. You want to do the work that lights you up. You want to do the work that brings you joy. You want to do the work that is bringing others and elevating others along the way. So when you create and have given yourself the space to do so, this is what it brings. And so you are letting go of the low ticket offers. And what happens when you have low ticket offers is it brings people or potential clients that are misaligned with you. It also creates a system of working more. So then it puts you back into the level of chaos that you were trying to leave behind. So when you have a value system business model, you are able to show up with clients who are in the same space that you are. The next thing you're able to do is you are able to shape your brand around this level of purpose. You are able to design your life around this purpose. You are able to create systems that support this level of value, and your customers and clients are able to feel that along the way. Which brings me to number five, operational freedom. I know you hear all the time about ways and things of how to show up that are in your desired lifestyle, but you also have to have practical, functional systems that are automated that support this. You have to have automations that run your business for you. You have to have systems that serve the hours in a week that you have set up. You also have to have a team that allows and supports your expansion to where you can remove yourself from the daily work maintenance of things, but you have a system in place that allows you to live the life of freedom that you are aiming for. Okay. Number six, client freedom. Attracting aligned clients and premium clients. Oh my God. They have to see the possibility of. You are the possibility of. They have to see this for themselves, right? So when you are attracting aligned clients, you are eliminating the difficult client relationships. You are eliminating client relationships that are draining you. You are now offering your services with people who actually want to work with you and who actually respect your boundaries and your brilliance. Number seven, your freedom of reputation. Yes, becoming the authority in your niche, becoming the thought leader in your niche, building a brand that absolutely opens up doors and puts you in the place of opportunity. One of the things that I will say, when you invite a life of expansion as a leader, you are going to start to attract opportunities that find you, and you're like, how did they even find me? I had an opportunity present itself yesterday, and I'm like thinking in myself, how did they even find me? And what I have challenged my leaders to do is put yourself in places for the next 90 days. Put yourself in places that you would not normally. And what this does is, it, number one, it gets you out of your comfort zone and it removes you from complacency. But number two is, it invites expansion of opportunity and people into your life. You want to grow your circle. You want to get out of complacency and get into others' places that are going to expand you as a thought leader, that are going to position you to being the go-to in your industry. So as a woman in leadership operating in alignment, this is absolutely how you start to show up to be able to invite more expansion that is going to flood over into the value that you bring and the money that you make when it comes to operating in this manner. Recognition without overexertion. Oh my God, that is so key. You want to make sure that you are putting yourself in places that are more in a line so you can be recognized without having to go on that hamster wheel nowhere fast. You are expanding for recognition, opportunities that continue to come to you. And this is what's going to happen. You're going to have opportunities that show up and you're going to be like, where the hell? How did they even? I am grateful that they did find me. And it is going to expand your client list. It is going to expand your lead list. It is going to expand your brand authority. It is going to expand you as a thought leader in your industry. Me, I work with women in business who understand what they bring to the table as leaders, and they are creating businesses as assets. And the reason why I say that is because your business is your baby. You are growing that business to eventually be able to sell it, and it has to be able to be in alignment with who you are. That is the leader framework that I work under. That is the business model that is embedded within my systems. So when I work with women in business, it's like, how are we going to create expansion and brand authority in your said niche, so that way when you show up, people understand the value that you bring. You want your business and your reputation to speak for you. You want your other clients to rave about you. So when they meet you, they understand, like, wow, this is who we are getting to experience. And you bring that level of enthusiasm to the table. Okay. The next thing is number 8, creating legacy freedom. Oh my God, you are building assets and systems and framework that are absolutely supporting you. When I tell you, you have the ability to create sellable, licensable IP, which is intellectual property. You are creating frameworks, you are creating systems, you are creating products that are going to pay you. You are creating an elevated business model and structure that people can then there teach, meaning you are creating continuous, sustainable, reoccurring, licensable, did I say that right? Revenue for your business. So when you have this, you are able to support those who are ready for this level of impact. It is about generational long-term stability. I have taken this model years ago. I have rinsed and repeated it. It works. Number 9 is energetic freedom. leaving the burnout behind, protecting your peace, running a business that absolutely nourishes you, leaving the burnout behind. Burnout is embedded into epigenetics, especially as a woman or a woman of color or a Black woman. So when you decide to leave the burnout behind, you have to deprogram your nervous system and you have to reprogram it, which is going to take time, but consistency and dedication, you can get there. When you reprogram your nervous system, you invite safety in, you invite expansion in, you invite more value and peace in when you show up with a legacy mindset. And finally, number 10, your identity shifts. Oh my goodness. Stepping into your highest power, feeling affirmed, choosing sovereignty over survival, leading with confidence and self trust. Could you imagine that? Leading with confidence and self trust. You are a sovereign woman. And in doing these 10 steps and by adopting these 10 business models as a woman in leadership, it allows you to get it done your way. And you feel the value of the universe supporting you along the way because now you have got into alignment and you start attracting this lifestyle for yourself. So, let's reinforce the idea that freedom is the ultimate return on your investment. Encouraging women to redefine their success and alignment without being exhausted is one of my absolute joys because I embody this practice for myself on a daily basis. I am the queen of saying no. I am the queen of I'm not going to do that. Or I am the queen of like, it can wait. And what does that mean? Everything doesn't deserve our attention because it exhausts us. If it can wait, or if somebody else can do it, then delegate. You don't have to take everything on for yourself. So if this is something that you are seeking to design, join my leadership sprint challenge. It is a 6-week group mentorship for you to get your business in order, for you to be in places with other women who are absolutely doing the same thing. It is enrolling now, and we start January 2026. You can totally set the trajectory for your business and your life for January 2026 and moving forward. So, I'm excited to have you there, get in alignment with who you truly are. And thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see you on the inside.